welcome to episode 126 of Both Down, the number one Blood Bowl program, or podcast, or whatever we are from...
You messed up finally.
I don't know why I second-guess podcast. I just did.
From the cold state of Oklahoma, where it's freezing cold right now.
It is a little chilly. We're not used to it, so the 50s are like, wow, it's cold.
No, it's in the 40s.
Is it?
I mean, it's
okay.
like in the 40s.
That makes more sense then.
It was like 43 degrees when I woke up this morning, and that's just, for old Scott, that's just too damn cold. for young Scott, he would have wore some shorts,
Yeah,
and a tank top outside. But now I'm like, give me a long sleeve shirt, a jacket.
Speaking of old Scott, you are indeed old Scott Prime, and I am old Kilowoggy Steve Campbell.
Oh yeah, we had to do our names. I'm glad you got that in.
Hey, professionalism. Sometimes I have it.
Oftentimes we don't.
Sometimes I say program. Yeah.
You said, dude, what? How the hell did you mess up on that?
I don't know. I think I was looking
it's not like we've only done this for 10 years.
I think I was looking at the title because I was finishing typing it. So primer, and I was thinking program, but I don't know.
Steve, you're killing me, man.
Before we get into that, how's life been treating you?
Life is okay. We got to the end of marching band season, and she's gonna go to one more football away game. But other than that, we don't have to go to these like Saturday band meets that meet all day long and get us to come back, at wee hours of the night and stuff like that. So
she'll never listen to this. Are you enjoying yourself? Because I know you're enjoying yourself seeing her do stuff, and I know it's fun to get out and travel and do things, but are you enjoying yourself with it?
I don't know enough about the band organization, meaning the governing body that decides to
God, I wish Brian was alive. I mean, this is one of those times we wish Brian was alive because he loved that stuff. I
actually don't hate it at all. But what I'm saying is I don't feel like I totally fit in yet because I'm a freshman cog, like a freshman parent, while the juniors and senior parents help more and they're a little bit more organized. And I mean, some of these people, they are doing above and beyond. I mean, just think about how we run a tournament and we do a bunch of stuff, and imagine doing that all during football season. And that's what some of these parents really do. I talk about what I do, but it's just a drop in the bucket compared to a lot of these parents.
Yeah.
And so I feel kind of useless, and yet I'm trying to help. For example, this last Saturday I was up in Broken Arrow, and I said, hey, we're coming up. So if you still need some help at places, let us know. And they said, meet us over at the tent and we'll put you to work. And I met over at the tent, and everything was so well done. They didn't need me. So
that's the best kind of help. I'm so willing to help, but if you don't need me, I guess I'll be fine over here.
So yes, I am enjoying it. It's just I feel like I'm not a part of the team, and it's because I'm not compared to these parents. And at the same time, I'm okay with kind of helping when I can.
Yeah.
And watching from the outside, because it's got to be a full-time job for some of these parents who are blessed, which maybe the husband works all the time, so they have more time to do this. But I really don't know. Maybe they're just double dipping too. They have a job and they do this, also for a living.
I tell you,
band is and these performances they put on are not like when we were in high school. You don't make a letter C for Choctaw and you march to it. They put on little shows, and we saw one from the Bixby band this last week. It was incredible in some of the things they did. They made almost what looked like a strand of DNA. And you know how if you animated a strand of DNA, it would rotate back and forth, like it's rotating. They did that with their band, and I was like, holy smokes.
Were they playing the Jurassic Park theme?
No, they were not. But they all have different themes, and it's pretty impressive. And of course, the the bigger schools like Bixby and Broken Arrow and stuff, they have twice as many band members of us,
Yeah.
and obviously a bigger budget and stuff to do things than our band. But no, it's kind of cool seeing some of these kids over and over. There's this kid named Lewis, and every time he sees me, he's like, "Hey, Wakeland's dad, how's it going?" And like he helped me the morning I had to get up at like 5 a.m. and go put up barriers. Him and his father were there, and so like I keep asking my daughter, like, is this kid really nice? And she's like, yeah, he's actually a really cool kid. He's nice to everybody. And so there's nothing wrong with kind of making that connection, like this is a nice kid. I always see him, I go, hey Lewis, what's going on? And everything. So yes, I am enjoying it. I don't feel like I'm putting as much effort as some of these parents, and at the same time I really can't with my
Yeah.
job and
No,
stuff.
that's
So
understandable.
so
Speaking
I'm
of,
learning.
like, parents are a weird breed. The boys got banned from the bus for a week because they're idiots. And I had to go pick them up from school.
Uh-huh.
And I don't understand people who pick their kids up from school. I
You
had to
mean
pick
like the
them.
people that wait in line
Yeah.
like 30, 45 minutes to an hour before school lets out?
So you say that, but I had to pick up one of them because he was sick the other day, and it was around 2:30. School gets out at 3:45, 3:40,
Mm-hmm.
and there were cars already waiting. And I asked the gal, I'm like, so what time do they start waiting? And she goes, believe it or not, uh, sometimes before 2 p.m. I'm like, why? She goes, I have no idea. We talk about it all the time. We have no clue.
They just don't have nothing else to do. Is the only thing I can think of.
Spending an hour and 45 minutes sitting
In
in
line.
a running car in line to pick up your stupid kid who could take the bus. I mean,
Exactly.
you're destroying the environment and you're making your kid into a jerk.
Yeah, that happens quite often. Jennifer would often talk about this when she was in school, like the previous years of being
Yeah.
a teacher and counselor. So,
I mean, there are, look, there are kids that have to be picked up due to medical conditions or stuff like that. I get that. Sure. Or they get suspended. I get that. Trust me. But just the random, I got nothing else to do. I'm going to sit here and wait for Billy to get out, and I'm just going to take him home and, bake
it's
him a
like that
pie.
everywhere, bro. It's
Ugh,
like that everywhere.
I don't get it.
But no, back to your question. I'm enjoying my experience. There's a
Good.
lot of nice people. It's cool to see the kids be happy.
That's good.
So I
Um,
I love watching this. I think I've said this maybe on this podcast or somewhere else. I like watching my daughter from afar
mm-hmm.
where she doesn't know I'm watching her,
Yeah, you've
and
mentioned that.
watching how she treats people and how she acts. And it's like a small victory when your child is not a jerk and they're a nice
It's
person.
it's not a
And if
small victory. Trust me.
I got a question for you, since
Mm.
this is a Blood Bowl podcast, everybody. I promise you, we're going to talk about Orcidas Open here just in a second. But since we're doing some slice of life stuff here, what would you feel if, like, one of your kids told you, I got paid $20 for letting somebody copy my homework? What would you say that's wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely wrong. $20 is $20, but it's what grade are we talking?
My daughter is a freshman, and
Yeah, you can't do that crap in high school.
I keep telling her, like, if the only reason I'm saying, I said, I don't want you to lie to me. So I know if I tell you don't do this anymore, all you're going to do is not tell me things. So I still think this is a bad idea. I said, I get it. If I was in high school and somebody wanted to copy my work and change a few answers, I would take $20 too. But it's not right. And the moment you get busted for it, you're going to get in trouble and the teachers aren't going to trust you.
Yeah, it's that whole risk mitigation thing, just like in Blood Bowl, to bring it back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, $20 is not worth the crap you're going to have to deal with the rest of your academic career.
That's what I keep
I mean,
saying.
even
I'm
just in high school, you got 3 more
right.
years to go. And if they think you cheat and that spotlight's going to be on you, they're going to look at your work so much harder. You can't BS your way through stuff now.
That's exactly all the stuff I've been saying without saying, I don't want you to do this anymore. You cannot do it anymore because I know
Yeah.
she's probably going to do it anyways. And then she's just going to lie to me.
Uh,
Oh, gosh.
so
Kids are a mess. Speaking of a mess, let's talk Blood Bowl.
hold on. I was just going to say because I hinted at it before and I never actually came out and said it. I have changed jobs for anyone interested.
Oh, that's right. I
Um,
forgot.
I left my last position and now I am selling insurance for an agent. So I'm an insurance broker. So anybody in Oklahoma or Texas who needs auto, house, umbrella, you know, life, anything like that, I'm ready to help.
There's umbrella insurance.
It's all encompassing insurance for like
Oh,
when your other stuff doesn't pay enough. You get sued for
I
$1 million and your auto policy pays out 50,000. If you have a
gotcha.
$1 million policy umbrella, it'll pay the rest.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes way more
So yeah,
sense.
that's what it's called. But
Well, I figured they sell some weird little insurances, so why not
they
umbrellas?
do,
So
they do. But yeah, I know I had a couple of people ask, and I've told them. But if anyone else was curious, yeah. So it's
So
been fun
good. I'm glad you like it and you're closer and probably get more time at home, I assume.
getting more time away from home.
Oh, that's what you like,
I
huh?
mean, yeah. I've worked at home remotely for the last year and a half at least, and now it's not far. It takes me like 8 minutes to get there, but that's one of the reasons I liked it. The guy was really cool, and it's here and more, so
That's great.
it's pretty easy. Just got to
Um,
sell policies, which is always hard, but comes with the territory.
right. So let's talk some like you're talking about like chaos or something like that. Mayhem. I don't know.
Oh, so
Let's talk
Halloween, real
Halloween.
quick.
Okay, never mind. Let's talk
Sorry,
Halloween.
I forgot. So, did you take the kids trick or treating?
No, not at all. They didn't even want to go
Really?
until the last second, which was like 20 minutes before we were going to do like hang out and do something else.
Yeah.
The oldest one got called away from another teenage kid, like, hey, my grandma's going to take us to this neighborhood to trick or treat.
Hmm.
She's like, so she became the kid without a costume that was just getting free candy.
Well, we loaded up the car and went to a richer neighborhood and some really cool houses up in Mesta Park, if you know where that
Uh-huh.
is. Really cool houses. Kids got a lot of candy, cool stuff. Saw the greatest costume. A kid was dressed up as Limu Emu. You know those commercials from Liberty Mutual with the
Mm-hmm.
agent and he's got an emu?
Yes.
Like most obscure thing you can think of. He was dressed like the agent in the yellow shirt and the slacks and the sunglasses, and he had an emu puppet on his hand.
Okay. That's pretty
And
clever.
that was amazing. And then there was like this chubby 9 year old Mexican kid who I think he's dressed as a skeleton or something. But I busted out laughing when he walks by me and he goes, uh, okay, Ma, I think we'll hit that house over there and then we'll call it an evening.
Was it Cartman?
He sounded like a 50-year-old New Yorker. And he was even like he even had like his head pulled back because he was chubby and he was doing the hand motions like, we'll go hit that house over there and then we'll call it an evening. It's like what?
What
How
if he
did that
really was
happen?
like a 50-year-old New Yorker who was just like
We were
had
just
stunted growth?
we were discussing that too. Like
Okay.
do people I don't know the proper political correct term for dress up in costumes and go get free candy.
Gotcha. I mean, it's possible.
I would.
I mean,
Okay. And
it's just candy.
yeah, but it's free candy. There's a big difference.
Mm, I guess. All right, can we talk some Blood Bowl for a second?
I guess so. Yeah, that's probably why people came here.
Yeah, they're very tuned out. They
Well,
went
this
on
is
YouTube to watch some
look. This is why
Blood
we put
Bowl
the
videos.
this is why we put the times on the website. You don't want to listen to the beginning stuff? Jump ahead. We don't care.
So, Jump ahead. Jump ahead. Well, we're going to talk a little bit of Blood Bowl right here. So you were talking about mayhem or chaos or disaster. This is according to my store. There is already a disaster with all this new Blood Bowl product that's
What?
coming out this weekend.
The corn stuff?
So, yeah, supposedly the sales rep told my store owner, this might very different. We go through a lot of these GW sales reps. A lot of them don't have any clue what's going on down here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a sales rep for Oklahoma and Texas. So nobody messaged me and tell me this and that, and their store got 30 of them. But supposedly, at the moment, he can only get one item each. So that means one card set, one dice set, one team set, one field set. Now he's gone through another distributor, a distributor called ACD, I believe. And he said he ordered some more spikes and more dice through them. They act like they don't have a problem with him getting more than one. So he will see, because this is the first time he's tried this. But this is not the first time this hasn't happened. And I was kind of in disbelief. So I talked to Chance Kirchhoff, otherwise known as Chance from Three Die Block, and he owns a store. And I talked to him. I was like, "Is this possible, or is our sales rep giving us the runaround?" And he said he mentioned a few examples of product that they limited him to only one per store. And I'm just like, "Good Lord, I don't."
Why?
How do I say this nicely? Because GW's done a lot of good things for us and
Mm-hmm.
this podcast, and they send us some really cool stuff. And at the same time, why? How do you get people all geared up and excited about a new corn team and stuff, and then you don't have enough product? I just don't understand.
Yeah, that
And
makes
and
no
really,
sense.
if the whole idea is like, if just somebody could whisper in my ear and go, "Look, man, we actually have a lot of product. We're just trying to force everybody to go directly to our webpage and order it, so we get more of the money than selling it to the stores." Then I at least understand. I'm like, okay, it's a money deal. I get it. But I don't know. Maybe it's a shipping deal, because I know everything's weird right now with shipping for board games and
Yeah,
everything.
everything.
But it's cool to have new product. But at the same time, me and you might be sharing a Spike magazine. And me and you might be sharing this and that. It's just crazy. Now, I'm not going to go out and I don't have to have this stuff. So I'm not going to go out and pay eBay prices or anything. And
Right.
I'm not in a hurry, really. I mean, it's this time of year where my dad goes, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas?" And I go, "Hell, I don't know, but a new Blood Bowl team came out," and he goes out and gets it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm blessed in that aspect. But at the same time, I think of other people who are chomping at the bit to get a new team and
I
finally
know
get some miniatures of a team that, we've theorized played now for many, many, many years.
we've
The
had a
corn team.
lot of people reach out and mention that this is one team that they're getting behind. Like, I really love the models. I can't wait to get it. I'm going to get 2 boxes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Well, that's what he called me to say, like, "Hey, I'm just letting you know. They say right now we can only get one. And I know you wanted 2 boxes of this." I'm like, huh, I just don't get it.
No.
So if somebody out there works for GW and you have an explanation and you'd like to come on the podcast, we would love to have you come on. And I'm not knocking you guys. I know it has to be somewhere up the ladder or something, but I just don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times we can say the same thing. We just want to be told what's going on, and we never will.
I
That's
mean,
just not
th-
GW's
th-
motive.
this could come out a month from now with more product and everybody would be happy. So I don't know.
Eh. So,
All
should
right.
we take a break and then come back and talk about the tournament?
Yeah, let's take a break and we're going to come back with our only topic of today. We're going to talk about the Orcidas Open, which is a charity event for Brian Mitchell. So we'll come right back and we'll go over the details of that.
Okay, we are back, and as Scott mentioned, we're going to be going over the Orcidas Open, blah blah blah. I'm not involved in this one this time. It's weird.
Yeah,
Like,
it is weird.
we've always ran tournaments together, and this time Scott's like, "No, I don't want you here anymore. So I'm going to bring in Gary, and we're going to
Yep.
replace you."
And so far, Gary's just been like, "I'll do whatever you want." So this is an event because honestly, we haven't ran any events and feels like forever.
Yeah, and we could probably have ran Nuffleween, but in order for us to run it correctly, we have to get dice and prizes, and with that much advance notice, COVID was still going nutso. And
Well,
it's so much better now because of all the vaccines and stuff. So I think we're safe to run an event.
and with band season and stuff, me being busy, I think it's
That too.
for whatever the reason, it's done. Doesn't matter. So this is an event. Finally, getting to just run a tournament of any kind,
Yeah.
and of the new rules for the first time. This is called the Orcidas Open. This is really a Brian Mitchell charity tournament event. All the money that we get from donations, or if you pay for your ticket to get into the door, all that money is going to go in one big sum over to his GoFundMe page. He has a GoFundMe page set up. You can just go to gofundme.com. You could search for uh, Brian Mitchell, and
B
it'll
R
come.
Y A N.
It will pop right up. And my thoughts behind this is like, I wish we had maybe done something like this for Brian Hill when he was going through his cancer. And at the same time, I don't know
We didn't
if it
have
would have.
time, honestly.
Well, that's what I'm
We didn't
saying.
think
Like,
he was going
I
to
don't know
go
if we
that
had.
fast.
Yeah, we didn't know any of this. Um, so here we are. We're trying to still help out somebody that we can. And so far, they've raised over $17,700, and his goal is 20 grand. So we're trying to get that last bit. I'll be honest, it's a Blood Bowl tournament. I doubt we can raise
2,300.
$2,500.
Yeah. You
But
never know.
even if we ran, somehow got $500.
Every bit helps.
Yeah, so even if we can get $400 or $500 and send it his way, that would be great. It's also a great time. These fundraisers are great events because it's an excuse to get together with friends and play some Blood Bowl. So here we are, the Orcidas Open. I did have to come up with some type of theme for this, and there's something I've been wanting to try, but was too scared to kind of pull the trigger on this. But let me go over this rule pack together, and in the process we also might find out if I have any errors in this rule pack. But it's already NAF approved. It's already up on the website. You can go to bothdown.com. There's a link at the top of the menu that says Orcidas Open. This event is going to be on December 11th at Wizards Asylum, standard place that we always had Oklahoma Bowl. um, Early bird special, you can sign in right now for $20. On December 1st, it's going to go up to $25. And then at the door, it's going to be $30. Yes, if you want to pay more, you can, because all this money is going to charity. That's already been asked.
Yeah, we'll take all your money. Well, he'll
Every
then give it to him, but I mean,
every attendee is going to get 2 raffle tickets. We're going to have items to raffle. We'll go over that in a little bit. So just by showing up, you're going to get 2 raffle tickets just for being there.
and we're gonna do the thing where there's stuff out, there's cups, and you put the tickets in what you want, right?
Right. I think I might do like big baggies or something this year. But yes, the same concept is, if you
Yeah.
have 2 raffle tickets and you want the Warhammer set, but you don't want the other stuff, you can put both your tickets in there. And then Michael Lewis, if he shows up, he'll go in and put a few tickets in everything that doesn't have tickets, and then he'll win about 10 items, because that's what it normally happens. You'll get a one extra ticket if you sign up before November 17th. So you got a little bit of time on that. Coaches that pre-register for the Orcidas Open are required to send their rosters in by December 1st. And you can send your rosters into bdrosters@gmail.com. And all these this rule packet is up on the website. So we're just going to go over that. If we have less than 16 people, we're only going to make it a 3-round tournament so people can get in and get out. If there's only 12 or 8 of us there, it's just going to be a short tournament. If we have more than 16 tournament, or if we have 16 or more people there, it's going to be 4 rounds. No matter what, the tournament's going to start at registrations at 8. Registration ends at 8:15. Round 1 will be at 8:30. We'll take a break, come back for round 2 about 10:45. We'll have lunch. round 3 at 2 o'clock, and if needed, we'll have a round 4 at 4:15.
If not needed, we got an early day.
We're gonna have an early day, and if people want to like still pal around, go eat, play some board games, that's definitely a possible
Yeah.
thing. You're gonna need to bring copies of your roster, so remember that I'm not printing out rosters at all. You're gonna have to bring your own roster. You send them in for approval. Bring your painted team, like always. Um, if you want to bring your fields, dugouts, templates, you're welcome to. GW block dice, NAF dice, bring all that stuff. You will get a I put a name tag here, but I'm gonna be probably honest with you guys. I'm probably not gonna make name tags.
Fair enough.
Just because I might just go buy some stickers or something like that and keep it simple. I just want to play some Blood Bowl and just get back in the swing of things. I found out by building this tournament pack that, like, man, we are out of practice of doing this. I was even talking to NAF president Nate Beam about that, and he was mentioning the same thing, how he recently was putting up a tournament and going through the same stuff. Right now we're giving out random custom dice, meaning we're not getting custom dice made, but over the years I've had a lot of people donate custom dice to me or Steve, and I'm going to be going through my collection and just kind of pairing them up and giving them out.
And we have some older both down stuff, or tournaments that we ran.
Right. I already have one guy donating some dice to me to use for this event, just for this specifically. So you might come to the event and you might get some, maybe some dice from an Austin tournament or from Chaos Cup or somewhere else across the world. I will put this out there. If you are a tournament organizer, let's say, for example, I'm going to use James Luft, because I know he runs a lot of events and he does a lot of custom dice and stuff like that. So I shouldn't use him because now he's going to send me like 400 dice. But
I got you, bro.
Say, I know that's how James is. So that's kind of a bad example. But James, don't send us 100 dice. But let's say you are a tournament organizer like James Luft, and you're sitting around and you got maybe 3 extra pairs of dice from your latest tournament, and you're done selling them or whatever. And if you want to ship those to me and Steve, we will put them to use at this tournament. With that said, we probably don't need more than, I don't even know if we're going to have 20 people at this event. I just don't know. With it being 2 weeks before Christmas, it's kind of late notice.
But if we have extra, we could always put it out there for, like, if there's some you want, a couple, $1 a die, and just donate to charity.
That's definitely true. So if there is somebody out there, maybe you're in Colorado, maybe you're in Minnesota and you have 2 extra pairs of dice, maybe the 3 block guys have a couple extra dice and you just want to donate, like you want to do something but you can't make the event, you can send us those dice. Just email us, we'll give you the address, bothdownpodcast@gmail.com. The Orcidas Open special rules and team building. Each round the weather is going to get worse and worse, so we're kind of known at the Oklahoma Bowl that we always have this gimmick with bad weather. And really all we're doing is combining results, because Oklahoma has some crazy weather. Not as bad as it's, was like 5 years. But I know. But we just had about like 20 tornadoes this last month in October, which is really weird.
We did. That was odd.
And killer hail and stuff too. So it's been really bad. Jennifer's mom got hit with hail in like March.
Yeah.
Got her roof replaced. Got hit again with hail in this October. It needs a roof replaced.
Yeah,
so it's bad.
We've seen multiples of those at the agency.
So the fluff thing here, I have it even written in the rules here. Important fluff note: if financial goals for Orcidas Open committee are met, then the stadium with a dome will be erected just in time for the tournament, and all games will have normal weather, meaning if we get 30 coaches in attendance or more, there'll be no crazy weather until the final round of the day when they decide to open the dome. So if you're Tim Har and you don't like the crazy weather, load up all your friends and come on up here and let's try to get to 30 people. That'd be a good goal to, raise at least $600 for Brian and his family. So this whole thing is like, I wanted to stick with like orcs and kind of Oklahoma, but like do my own thing. So I was thinking like orcs and like college football, but I didn't
Which
really
is surprisingly interesting that we did this right before Dungeon Bowl was announced.
Yeah. The fact that they're doing like the colleges of Magic and all that stuff is like totally weird. That I was thinking college football with orcs for this event, and yet then they came out with this. So this is the Orcidas Champion Series at the Orcidas Open. The OCS committee wants an OCS championship match that will profit them the most during the last round of the tournament. The number one team in the standings. So if that is humans, orcs, dwarves, high elves, Nurgle, whatever the number one ranked team after 3 rounds, will face off against the next top OSC chosen team. And OCS chosen team is one of the following: Black Orc, Goblin, Ogre, or Orc team. So basically it's the Badlands kind of keyword without the Chaos Dwarfs in there.
So this only kicks in if there's 4 rounds.
Well, this will kick in. It's going to kick in round. If we only do 3 rounds, it's still the last round, which I know that's just tough toodles for whoever's ranked number 1 after 2 rounds.
Okay.
Hey, I'm trying something different here.
Okay, just making
trying
sure.
Something different.
Understood.
So this is an invite that the coach of the OCS chosen team can accept or decline. Therefore, let's say it is after 2 rounds, and we're only doing 3 rounds. And Steve, you're ranked number 1. You brought your Dark Elves, and I got my Goblin team, and I don't want to deal with you. Even though they're the highest ranked OCS team, I can say I do not accept that offer, and it will go down to the next team, whatever the next team that fits that criteria. Because I don't want to force people into a matchup where it's like, dude, I'm just going to get blown away. And it's like, yeah, sorry.
So there's no way this happens.
There's no way this happens.
No, I'm saying, what if none of those teams show up?
Well, then we're just going to take the top 2 teams.
Okay. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. If declined, it will go to the next OCS chosen team in that order. This is the only match of the day that could have a repeat match. We could face each other for some reason in round 1 and tie, and then somehow we'll both be ranked enough to play each other again. I doubt that happens, but maybe if there's only 6 of us.
Hope not. Yeah.
Yeah. This match will decide first and runner-up awards of the Orcidas Open. So no matter what the standings are, if you make that final match, it's just like college football. If you make that final game, you're 1 and 2. Yes, I know it's different. I know people will probably complain. It's just time to try.
This is where I again mentioned that I had nothing to do with this. I was not involved.
That's okay. I've wanted to try something similar to this for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've thought a charity event, maybe people will not be so worried about the rules.
I think it's a neat idea. I mean, going in, this could make you want to play one of those 4 teams. Be like, okay, well, I've got a better chance of getting a championship game if I take one of them.
Right. Let's see. We're going to use just like standard tournament rules, the Blood Bowl season, second season rule set, all races and rule books, teams
Star players
document. Star players are good too. I think I talk about that further down here in the rules. No, that's all right.
I forgot you were going through a document.
Yeah. Team building rules. We're giving you 1.1 gold pieces to build your team. You may purchase, players, rerolls, dedicated fans, coaches, cheerleaders is normal. Wizards, journeymen, special play cards, mercenaries not allowed. You can purchase any other inducement for your team, including star players. If you're including a star player, you must have 11 on your team before hiring them. Having 10 plus a star is not allowed. You cannot have the same star player as your opponent. If you both attempt to field the same player, then that star player swindled you both. Neither can be fielded. Also, you can choose Igors or Apothecary. You can't use Igors or Apothecaries and star players. Argue the call will be in effect, but you must have a coach model that is thematically accurate for your team. So people just has a rock there or something, it's not going to work. Unless your team's made up of rocks. I mean, Keller made like a rock team, so it's possible.
It'll be fine.
All-star players from the second season edition is subsequent. I can't say that word.
Subsequent.
I still can't do it.
Subsequent.
Subsequent. Spike turtles will be allowed. So they all have their own special rule. We mentioned here, like you might want to bring a coin or a miniature or something to represent when the players use that special rule. So there's no arguing. I doubt there's going to be any conflict again at this event.
Just make sure your opponent knows what that special rule is, because I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
not like secret knowledge. So let's not be Magic players or
Yeah.
Dragon Ball players. After the team is built, you're giving 160 gold pieces to buy normal or double skills. Primary skills cost 20 grand each, and then 40 for secondary skills. You may not purchase any stat upgrades. You may give each player up to 2 additional skills, and your team may only take up to 4 of each skill. Therefore, if you're a dwarf team and you want to spam guard, you can only do that up to 4 times. So at the end of the day, you should have a team build of 1.26 when it's all said and done, which is a lot of stuff, but I figure we haven't played enough of the new stuff to know what's good or bad build wise. So let's let people go hog wild for a charity event.
I don't know that 1.26 is hog wild, but it is
Well, I
more
mean,
than we
we're used to
typically
like,
do. Yeah.
yeah, we're used to like a million plus skills and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I thought, let's just see what happens. Let's let people get their big guy or whatever they want. So, we are going to use Crumnar Dung just like we have in Oklahoma Bowl. He's going to be the special star player and the only one we have. You do not have to have 11 players in order to purchase him. So you can have 10 plus this star is allowed. So that's good.
And he's
Um,
special because we actually got him from Brian Mitchell.
yeah, I mean, we asked to borrow him originally, and he's always stuck with our Oklahoma Bowl stuff. So that's been pretty cool. Standard stuff, we're not calling illegal procedures. So if you're new, we're not going to do that, but we're going to try to hurry you along to make sure you get all your turns into the game. I normally like sharing dice and stuff, but I just can't do it right now because of COVID stuff.
No.
So I said sharing's not required at all with dice and stuff. So be it. I got scoring in here. I'm not going to go over all this, but it's the same standard kind of like extra points and stuff that we give for Oklahoma
What we
Bowl.
normally do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I specifically called these tiebreakers. So, like, if you have 3 wins, you're going to have there's 60 points per win, so you'll have 180 points. And if I had 3 wins and Steve had 3 wins, and we look at those, and then we go to the tiebreakers and go, oh, okay, well, Steve had 35 tiebreaker points, I had 25. Steve will go on to the championship game.
Yeah.
So that's how we're using them that way. There's not going to be any overtime. That's obvious. Talk more about some other tiebreakers in case the points are tied, sportsmanship, painting, all that stuff that you've been over. I named all the awards after like former second edition players. So we have the OCS champion, we have the OCS runner up, then whoever has the most points after the last round becomes the Orcidas team of the year. So I took that from the fluff of the Orcidas team of the year award.
Nice.
So I think they call that like a league champion
Yeah.
when they have playoff things like this in bigger tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like our league champion. So if you scored the most TDs, you got the Harg Vein Kill Award. If you allowed the fewest TDs, you're going to get the Krug Pain Spear Award. Most casualties from blocking, you're going to have the Varag Goldshore Award. Highest rated stunty team is going to get the Dirty Dan Award. Orcida's favorite is the best fan favorite team as dedicated, or picked by the fans. Usually, best painted team or something like that. Then we have the Greaser Greer Grinder Award, which is the best sportsman. And then the very last award for finishing last place is basically the wooden spoon, but I don't like calling it the wooden spoon. So it's called the Lowdown Rats Award of Excellence to fit
And
in.
for everyone, not just so you know, these awards are probably just going to be printed off certificates.
At this moment, yes, but there has been talks of maybe doing something special, but more on that when you show up. Expect the certificate right
Right.
now. Real quick, the special weather rules for round one in the top table will always roll this. Round one is just like a normal Blood Bowl game. We're going to roll the weather. Chances are nothing's going to happen. Round two, special weather table is a D10. So we're compromising like the things you could get it's going to be, easier to get bad weather. Round 3, if we go 4 rounds, round 3 is going to be roll a D8, and then round 4 will be just like Oklahoma weather, rolling that D8 with a lot of combined effects and stuff like that.
Okay.
We have those rules for Cromnar Dung. Since every star player now has like a special ability, it was kind of weird having to kind of come up with one.
Oh.
So for this event and this event only, it might change in the future. Uh, for one, he's 170, 6 movement, 4 strength, 3 plus agility, 5 plus passing, 9 plus for armor. He has loner, 4 plus, block, break, tackle, sure hands, bonehead, fan favorite. Although I don't even know, to be honest, if fan favorite's still a thing.
I don't think it
Because
is.
I just thought of that, and everybody proofread my stuff. He plays for any team. His special rules is a moment of clarity. Once per half, Crom can remove the loner skill from himself before he takes an action. So I want to be very clear on this. If it's round 1 or turn 1, you have to declare before you do anything else. Crom has a moment of clarity. And if you just do a blitz action, it's over for that half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the better players are going to save it for that turn 8.
When
But
he
I'm
has the
just
ball.
letting everybody know you can't say blitz action, roll the blitz, and then go, oh, yeah, I meant for this to be a moment of clarity. No, I would let you step back, but you're going to have to re-roll all the dice. So just remember that.
So basically, he's
Also,
shooting himself up with some stimulants.
well, I mean, he remembers yesteryear, like really clear.
He's a druggie.
The other special rule he has is League of Mini Croms. If both teams have included Crom on their team, the coach can choose to remove another player on the roster instead of Crom. So if you bring dwarves and you have Crom, and I bring Amazons and I have Crom, oh, we both have Crom. If he was a normal star player, we remove both of them. But in this case, I would clearly take a Amazon linewoman off the field, and you would probably get rid of a dwarf lineman.
So you could be starting with 10 people.
So yes, if you had exactly 10 players, you could be starting with 10.
Huh.
So anyways,
I like it.
That is the general rules. I hope I explained it enough. This is a pretty just standard tournament with a little bit of weather slowly getting worse. Other than that, I think this is a little bit bigger build. Isn't this bigger than Oklahoma Bowl, or do we normally, or do we do 1.1?
I think we did 1.1 with 150, so it's bigger by 10,000.
Okay, so it's not much difference.
No. Like I said, I don't think you're pushing the envelope too much here.
Everybody should remember you always start with one dedicated fan. I think that's just natural. And then if you want to buy more, you can. There is a roster on the website for people to, if they want to use that blank roster. There's also better blank rosters out there.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. I've seen them. So if you want to do that, in addition to all this stuff, playing some Blood Bowl and hanging out with your friends, we're going to have some raffled items. GW was nice enough we got their blessing to use some of the items that they've sent us to review. We're going to be raffling them off. So for sure, the Warhammer Age of Sigmar box that we opened up, reviewed, looked through the book, and realized, we're probably really not going to commit to this. So why build all these models when we could save this for somebody else? It looks beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing.
And that book has so much fluff in it that it's incredible. So if you would like this, you can come up and you could win this thing for a simple raffle ticket. We also have the Warhammer 40K Orc Kill Rig. That's also going to be an item up for grabs in the raffles.
I don't look, and I'm going to be straight up honest with everybody. I don't play the game. I'm going to be buying raffle tickets myself to try to win that stuff. And if that means we have to get a third party to control the money or something, although I'm sure
you're not running the tournaments as of this moment.
Yeah.
As of this moment, I'm sure you'll end up helping me out some. As of this moment, Gary's he's my odd man out and my assistant. And I don't plan on playing unless we really do have that lower number where I feel like it's feasible to play and run the event. I do want to play desperately because I don't want to be up there all day by myself.
Yeah.
You do that better than I do at tournaments, but at the same time, if we do have 30 people, I'm just not playing, you
Understood.
know.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean,
So we
if I
have,
was running it, I'm going to be playing this time, but I mean, if I was running it.
well, I know you've been busy with cooped up at home with kids and work. I want you to kind of go out and get to enjoy it too, because a lot of times you
I need to get out.
do a
Yes.
lot of stuff, and I'm always the odd man out that gets happy to play, and you have to sit there all day.
Mm-hmm.
So just count yourself as playing. I'm going to give up a couple of pieces of artwork from the Death Path project that I worked on many years ago. I'm going to donate them. I know some of y'all probably don't care for a Scott Prime piece of artwork, but I will throw them in there. These are items that I have marked in my portfolio for $80 and $100, and yes, I have got it, believe it or not, for some of them. So
Yeah, I paid that much.
yeah, so I'm going to donate a few pieces of artwork for the raffle as well. And between now and then, I'm sure there'll be other items that either come in or like go through my Blood Bowl stuff and go like, I'm never going to use this Star Player miniature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put it up for raffle. And I believe I don't have this confirmed, so please don't hold me to it. We can confirm this on the next podcast. I believe the raffle tickets are going to be something in the vein of like, didn't we do like $3 a piece or something last time, or X amount of tickets for $20 or X
2
amount?
for 3 for 5 or something. I don't remember.
We had an old method for it. I know we'll have to check our documents, but it will be something in the vein of $2 to $3 a ticket.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you spend like $10 or $20, you get a couple bonus tickets. But you can come just by paying. You're going to get a few tickets, and those can win just as easily as anybody else. I am going to open this up to other people like at the store, whether they're patrons, because this is charity and the most money we raise is good for Brian Mitchell.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open this up as long as people, show up at times that we are going to give away the raffles. As of right now, it's going to be a live raffle. You got to be there. That might change between now and then. Maybe I have somebody who wants to donate $300, and I'm not going to turn down $300 for somebody who wants to write their name on a ticket and help Brian Mitchell and his family out. So
I honestly wouldn't turn down $300 to do a lot of things.
well, we know that, Steve, and that's why.
Hey,
Well, that's why you
money
got the itchy scratchies.
money talks
We
and
know.
sometimes burns.
So I think I've covered everything I can think of at this moment for Orcidas Open. Also, I'm controlling all the money here. So when it's time to pay, you can send me your payment to my PayPal, which is FATFINLEY@hotmail.com. That is my PayPal account. Please, please, please send it as friends and family. If you don't, they're going to charge me. So out of that $20, they might only give me $17.50. Well, that's all I'm going to donate to Brian Mitchell is your $17.50 instead of your $20.
Yeah.
So we can get him more money by you sending it to me as friends and family. And as of right now, I think we have 4 or 5 people signed up. So
nice.
I'm keeping track. I'm looking daily because I want to just see the number go up. I'm so used to Oklahoma Bowl numbers that I'm like, why haven't 30 people signed up yet? And then it's like, well, Scott, you just told everybody, and it's 2 weeks before Christmas. So everybody's begging their wives or making sure there's not an office party or anything else. It's like, just relax, bro. This will be fine. And you know what? It's going to be fine whether we have 10 people there, or if we have 25 people there. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I haven't got to play in a while. I mean, the last tournament we went to was the last time I played, and that just felt weird.
Well, and we didn't have any skills at that tournament. So hopefully this one will.
But a buddy of ours, Mike Carpenter, got out of the game, unfortunately. But since he did, I was able to procure one of his teams. So I will probably be playing his Dark Elf team that I got.
I wanted to get a team from him, and I didn't realize he was offering that to other people so quick.
Yeah.
And when I finally said, hey, I want this team and this, and he's like, oh, those have been gone. And I'm like, oh. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't really need them, but
Yeah,
I sure liked how they looked.
it's sad seeing so many people getting out of Blood Bowl because just the lack of tournaments and leagues and stuff. Our buddy Anthony, who played in the local league,
I was
won
going to
it.
say, Anthony today reached out to me and said, I have some stuff. I'm just going to donate it towards your charity event coming up. So I don't know what he has specifically that he's going to like give us, or if it's
Yep.
just small things
No,
like.
there's a pitch, the second, like the 2016 box set, I think, and some of the dice we did to tournaments and stuff.
Okay, well then they're going to go in that dice pool, and
Yeah.
they'll be given away to somebody. So, and I really encourage people, if you're coming from out of town and maybe you lived here your whole life and you've been to every both down tournament, if you get both down dice, trade them with somebody else who didn't.
And if you have the first Oklahoma Bowl or first Nuffleween or second Oklahoma Bowl or first Spiky,
Oh,
any of
that's
those super, super duper old ones, let me know. You will get a lot of money for them.
yeah. We have a super fan in Australia who,
Sean's been looking for a while and he's ready to make a deal.
yeah, Christmas is right around the corner. It's a good
And
time
I
to sell.
and it sucks too because I would almost bet Brian has them.
To
But
be honest, I know Brian has them.
yeah.
His that was one of the items that Brian's wife wanted to keep for the kids because they always look through his dice and stuff.
Yeah.
And
And I
I was
totally
like,
get it.
I totally get it too. I
But
totally
I
get
just
it.
want it feels wrong to go like, "Hey, just let me look through them. If there's the ones I need, it's like $200. You cool with that?"
Well, I know, but memories are priceless.
Oh
So,
yeah, of course.
anything else? Any comments? You know what you're going to take?
Like I said, Dark Elves most likely. I have to look at the builds and
Okay.
stuff, but yeah, I enjoy playing them. I always have, and it gives me a chance to play a new team I have.
You need to try some of these new star players.
Maybe.
I don't know if the build for Dark Elves will allow that.
I mean, I'm sure it does. I've never been a huge star player guy
I know you
because
haven't.
I just like it's my team. Star players are not on my team; they're just hired guns.
I'm glad you care about the fluff, and yet you're the same guy who came up with Sight for Sore Eye
That is a great name, and screw you.
for a lizard man team.
Site
That's terrible.
4, SITE, the number 4,
That's
Sorai,
terrible.
the site. It's a great name. It
It's
is
not.
punny
It's not
and
Doctor
it's
Fumble.
thematic. Screw
It's
you.
not. It's not both down approved.
I'm both down approving it.
You're not part of both down.
I think I am.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Starting right now, you're not.
Well, we're going to come back, and Scott's going to finish off the show by himself, and then somehow edit it by himself and get it over to himself and have him put it up.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, so we're back, or I should say, I'm back, and this is the part where Steve goes like, "Oh, I guess it's that time to do that thing because I don't want to do," and then I go, "Shout outs!" And then Steve would act like he hates it, but he loves it. So, not many shout outs tonight. I want to thank Steve for being on the podcast all this time up until just moments ago when he's bailed because he got mad. I look forward to, if you're out there and you know how to edit, you can reach me at bothdownpodcast@gmail.com. And although you're probably not hearing this because I haven't had it edited yet, so I don't know. Maybe I'll have to work out something with Steve. Shout out to Brian Mitchell. I reached out to him to make sure doing this tournament would be okay with him. And he really embraced the idea. We did, some baby shower events in the past with Critter Bowl and stuff like that. So like he was all down for this. And, he's talked big time about how the community itself, he just can't believe the outpouring of care that the Blood Bowl community has given him and his family and stuff. And
So, just to come back and kill
oh,
the
hey,
illusion, to put a little serious spin on it, he has put his struggles in the public because he has to, raise funds. And unfortunately, that's the situation in this country. through this, we have learned we have other friends who have literally gone through the same thing and made it through the other side and are doing great. And we never knew about it because they didn't have to share that information. And
Right.
I mean, I these are people that we consider friends, and it feels weird to like not even be able to go, oh man, I wish I could have given you some words of encouragement or something. But just know everyone out there is struggling, everyone's suffering. Anytime we can do something to make things better for someone, it's always worth it. And this is one situation where we really can. Brian's been a great friend to us. We wouldn't have the podcast without him. We wouldn't have a lot of the stuff that we've done without him. And this is our chance to give back.
Yeah. I mean, I got painted teams from the guy. So, like,
So did I.
so yeah, come on out. I don't have a lot of shout outs, at this moment. We plan on doing another podcast this month, or at least before Orcidas Open, to kind of pop the tournament again and to get into like, break down a team and talk about some fluff behind our
Dude,
team and stuff like that.
Dungeon Bowl. I mean, we need to talk about Dungeon Bowl.
Yeah, we do. I mean, if
Hopefully,
you want
we
to,
get a preview copy before then. That would be amazing.
dude, I am praying so much that we get a preview copy. And
We'll go.
here's the truth.
Yeah.
I wish we had one now.
Yeah.
So we could actually play. I want to play some games before reviewing it.
We will.
But I also want to get it in and look at it. Talk about that real quick. They announced that win.
I don't. Ago? Yeah, like it was Warhammer Day or whatever. So maybe a week and a half, week ago.
Was it Sunday?
There's a lot of people. There's been a lot of positive reaction, and I think that's great. I love the old game. It was never something we really could do much with because the rules were kind of outdated and never knew who, blah, 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 blah. There has been some negative views on it, and I can't disagree with those either. Because, like, why are they doing this now when they just put out Season 2 and they can't get anything out for that? I don't know the answers to that.
I have a feeling this was planned a while ago.
Right, and I think that's why it's probably coming out, is like this is a self-contained box that they had planned for a long time ago. And
what if this was supposed to come out last year around Christmas and they just couldn't pull the trigger because of all the COVID stuff?
Or it was always planned for now, but it's easier to plan for boxes than teams. Right. And it's been done for a year and just sitting. Either way, I mean, I'm super excited because it's a whole new way to play. The teams look cool. It's going to be fun.
I'm going to be really interested to read the rules and find out if it does differ from the old Dungeon Bowl, which usually was the first person to score wins.
Yeah.
It's kind of a chaos mess because you could set up the big dungeons, at least when we were younger, you could set all this stuff up and the game could be over literally in 15 minutes because somebody lucks out, finds the open treasure chest with the ball in it, and the scampers off for an easy touchdown. Or the games could last hours upon hours upon hours because nobody can score.
It would make sense if they did multiple, like, here's original mode, score once, and blah, blah, blah. Here's the, updated mode where you have more balls and you go first 2 out of 3,
They also might just do team turns just like we have in regular Blood Bowl, and the score is whatever it is at the end of it. I don't know.
Maybe.
And so I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this. A part of me says, if we can do Dungeon Bowl, why can't every 2 years we get a new box set that just has 2 new teams in it, like the Warhammer Age of Sigmar box?
Yeah.
And like this could be, Norse versus Amazons. But at the same time, I'm really happy for Dungeon Bowl. It means they're trying new things. They're open to it. And
I will say, though, if they put out a new Crunch, they can go to hell.
Oh, God. They better not put out a new Crunch. I mean, we got Blitz Bowl.
We also had Crunch on the tablet or phone a while back.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible, too.
Yeah, it pretty much was.
I mean, it was better than the tabletop Crunch. God, it was pretty terrible.
Someone in Australia has an unopened copy of that. And they were going to open it. I'm like, oh, no, please. I will send you my unopened one. And then he goes, I'm in Australia. It's probably going to be expensive, mate. I'm like, yeah, it would. But he's deciding not to open it.
Yeah, if you're listening, do not open that. It's not.
Yeah. I told him it's a shit game. It really is. You don't want to play it.
I am undefeated. 1-0.
Yeah. Nobody else will play it. 1-0 tells you everything.
I'm never going to play that game again.
No.
And yet, when I was a kid, I was mad I didn't get it for Christmas when I asked for it. So glad. So glad I didn't. You have anything else to talk about, Steve, before we get off here?
We've been rambling anyways.
We have rambled a lot tonight,
yeah.
but we'd like to talk to our Blood Bowl family and let you know what's going on with our lives. So there you go.
We'll be back later this month.
All right. We'll see you guys. Peace out.
You can follow Both Down on Twitter at Both Down. You can follow Scott at
Real Scott Prime
and Steve at Kilowog2814. If you'd like to email them, the email address is bothdownpodcasts@gmail.com. Or for more information, you can visit them at bothdown.com or at facebook.com/bothdown.
Okay, sir. Looks like your total is $37.83. All right. Okay, and would you like to add a $1 donation to help hungry kids around the world?
Oh, no, that's okay.
Sorry?
I'm good.
I'm sorry, you don't want to give the $1 to hungry kids?
Not today, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Window's gonna come up and ask if you're helping the hungry kids. Just hit no, I'm not.
Oh, come on.
Try hitting it again. It's the box below the one that says, sure, I'd love to help however I can.
Look, I give money to charity a lot, okay?
Oh, sure you do.
I do. I just don't want to every time I shop for food.
That's completely understandable. If you can just speak into the voice decoder and say, I'm not giving anything to the hungry kids.
I'm not giving anything to the hungry kids.
So, with the ice cream, the vodka, pizza pockets, and nothing for hungry kids, that's $37.83.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, my fault.
Isn't it great having a Whole Foods?
This is where I come for lunch every day. Gotta eat healthy to stay fit. Oh, shit, it's that guy.
And how are you today, sir?
Great. Listen, before you ring me up, I just want to let you know I'm not going to be giving extra money to charity. So can we just skip that part?
Oh, no problem, sir. They've updated the system, so it's a lot more streamlined now. Okay, there's a picture of a little hungry boy. Will you just press on his belly?
Ow! Ow!
Okay, that's got it. So, with the no help for hungry kids, that's $18.87. Your change is right there. Just pull the sandwich out of the little girl's mouth.
This is not streamlined.
It's just the new change dispenser, sir.
I can't.
Yeah, she's a hungry one. You gotta pull hard.
The sandwich isn't coming out.
Try putting your foot on her face. Have a nice day, sir.
I was having a nice day.
Find everything you needed today?
Yes.
Okay, looks like your total comes to $37.98. Would you like to give $1 to help feed hungry kids?
Yes, I would like to give $1.
You want to give $1?
Yes, I will.
Oh, wow, okay. So that's $10 for the beer, $4.20 in chocolate-covered peanuts, $26 in filet mignons, and $1 for hungry kids around the world. On amount of donation, it will say $10, $20, or $50. Can you just press the $1 box? Attention shoppers, somebody just joined the $1 club, giving one whole dollar to help feed hungry children. Here's your t-shirt. Oh, won't the kids be thrilled when they get their piece of that big, impressive dollar? For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. He ended world hunger.
Amazing grace, how sweet.
This is a place where hope is scarce. These people are hungry. Little Jojo here might not eat today. But does that mean it's okay for cashiers to ask us for money while we're in the checkout line? It isn't right, and it isn't fair. Just $2 a day adds up to $62 goddamn dollars a month if you go to Whole Foods as much as I do. Nobody should have to feel the shame, the humiliation of being asked to add money onto their grocery bill. Help now. Let's make grocery stores a safe space for all. Together, we can make a difference.
Because charity shaming hurts everyone.